Big story in Washington today. The January 6th committee laid out the pressure that President Trump put on Vice President Mike Pence to try to get him to overturn the 2020 election.
And they presented evidence showing Mr. Trump knew what he was asking for was unconstitutional. WGN's Eric Rung has the highlights from today's hearing.
It's not often you hear Democrats call Republicans courageous these days, but those words were used over and over again to describe former Vice President Mike Pence today.
We're fortunate for Mr. Pence's courage on January 6th. Our democracy came dangerously close to catastrophe. That courage put him in tremendous danger.
When riotous mobs headed to the Capitol after the Trump rally on January 6th, they had brought gallows with them. New from the committee, confidential sources telling law enforcement Pence's life was in fact in danger.
The Proud Boys would have killed Mike Pence if given a chance.
Today's hearing also centered on a legal theory thought out by Dr. John Eastman, in which he said Pence had the legal authority on January 6th to reject electoral votes or send them back to the states to have them re-examined, a theory discussed with Pence's staff and the vice president's attorney on a number of occasions.
You're saying that you believe the vice president, acting as president of the Senate, can be the sole decision maker as to, under your theory, who becomes the next president of the United States? And you said yes. And I said, are you out of your effing mind?
The committee showed documents that even Eastman didn't believe his own theory, and Trump knew it wasn't sound legal advice. Still, he pushed it in a heated phone call on the 6th with the vice president and at the rally before the riot began at the Capitol.
Mike Pence is going to have to come through for us, and if he doesn't, that will be a sad day for our country.
Had Pence capitulated, advisors and outside legal experts thought it could have ended in a revolution and the election being decided in the streets.
Would have been the first constitutional crisis since the founding of the Republic.
The former judge also called Trump and his allies a clear and present danger to the Republic. Eastman pleaded the fifth when he went before the committee. Despite the public and private pressure campaign, Pence never wavered.
Vice President Pence understood that his oath of office was more important than his loyalty to Donald Trump.
The committee also shared never-before-seen photos of Pence in a secure location at the Capitol during the riot. We also learned rioters were just 40 feet from the vice president when the Secret Service was moving him to that location. The committee also got an answer on why the vice president decided not to get in a waiting car for him to escape the Capitol.
The vice president did not want to take any chance that the world would see the Vice President of the United States fleeing the United States Capitol. He was determined that we would complete the work that we had set out to do that day.
And stay tuned to WGN for continuing coverage of the January 6th hearings. The next hearing is scheduled for Tuesday at 12 p.m. Central Time. We'll break down today's testimony with an expert ahead at 4:30. You can also read more online at WGNTV.com and on the WGN Plus app.